Hello and welcome to Last Week in AWS. Let's see what they have for us, because there are some doozies in there. This episode is brought to you by Augment Code. If you're a Vibe coder, this tool is not for you. Augment Code is the only AI assistant built for professional software teams. It ingests your entire repo, millions of lines, tens of thousands of files, undetermined numbers of bugs, so every suggestion lands in context and keeps you in flow. With Augment's context engine, get instant answers about any part of your code base, particularly the scary ones. Need to understand why a parameter was renamed last quarter? Augment knows. Want an agent that can replicate your patterns like a principal architect? Augment can. Where other tools stall, Augment Code sprints, and you don't have to switch tooling. Keep using VS Code, JetBrains, Android Studio, or even Vim. Don't hire an AI for vibes. Get the agent that knows you and your code base best. Start your free trial at augmentcode.com. We begin with celebrating 10 years of Amazon Aurora innovation. Now, once again, AWS demonstrates a radically different understanding of the word innovation than the rest of the world. Aurora has spent the last decade careening around like a pinball somebody kicked down the stairs in frustration. First, it was serverless, proudly scaling to 0. Then V2 arrived, didn't scale to 0, then eventually did kinda. Then came Aurora DSQL, which does scale to 0, but can't be called serverless because naming consistency would apparently kill the thrill. Pricing is ricocheted just as wildly, charging for I/O, then not, but in return tacking on extra charges per instance, then forcing customers to choose without a lot of information. 10 years in, the only thing Aurora has truly mastered is making sure customers never, ever know what to expect next. Maybe some would call that innovation, but I have a few other choice words for that behavior. Vibe code with AWS databases using Vercel v0. Vibe coding and databases go together about as well as chainsaws and puppies, with similar results. Enhanced throttling observability in Amazon DynamoDB. I don't know why it took this long to fix the issue, but I'm glad that they did, because historically the only way you'd be able to discover things like this around hotkeys would be to open a support ticket, then they'd give you a heat map under strict NDA. Why? I don't know. I didn't know back then, and I don't understand it now. I'm just glad it finally got fixed. Under the hood, how AWS Lambda SnapStart optimizes function startup time. This is a good read for no other reason than the security angle. You're dropping startup latency by snapshotting the function state before it's invoked. Make very sure you're not setting things you shouldn't be outside of the handler. This episode is sponsored by my own company, the Duckbill Group. Having trouble with your AWS bill? Perhaps it's time to renegotiate a contract with them. Maybe you're just wondering how to predict what's going on in the wide world of AWS. Well, that's where the Duckbill Group comes in to help. Remember, you can't duck the Duckbill bill, which I am reliably informed by my business partner is absolutely not our motto. AWS Security Incident Response introduces integration with ITSM. AWS has a long history of improving services post-launch, from which they deviate this time by making it talk to Jira. Amazon Cognito adds terms of use and privacy policy documents support to manage login. Just like the AWS console itself, they're modifying Cognito by adding more meaningless click-through agreements that nobody's ever going to read in order to log in and do your work. AWS Billing and Cost Management now provides customizable dashboards. They've duct taped Cost Explorer, savings plans, and RI reports into a single view, slapped the word dashboards on it in some places and widgets in others, and called it GA. The AWS Billing and Cost Management console now adds new recommended actions. There are 6 of them, and they are seppuku, groveling, self-flagellation, denial, offering your firstborn child, and embracing the void. And finally, Amazon VPC IPAM adds in-console CloudWatch alarm management. For what exactly? This hosted Excel spreadsheet replacement just crossed the $10,000 monthly spend threshold since it charges per IP address? Heads up, that would be too customer forward. And that's what happened last week in AWS. I'm Corey Quinn. Please stick around.